Mrs. Rogers. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, hello! You must be Sarah. What a pleasure to finally meet you. I've heard a lot about you from Paul. Hurry, come in. Wow, Mom. You really went all out for dinner today. There are so many dishes. You're calling this going all out? This is how much I normally cook for dinner. Don't you remember, honey? Normally? Mom, the only thing extra that you normally make besides the actual dinner is maybe a salad sometimes. But you really brought out everything this time. Collard greens, ribs, rice, macaroni, and cheese. Like, wow. We only eat like this on special occasions like Thanksgiving. Well, this is the least that I could do when I heard that you would be introducing your special someone to us. We have to make a good first impression. I can't be serving her any sort of slop, you know. Oh, I'm so glad that she's so beautiful. She'll definitely give birth to beautiful children.
Oh, really?
You'll be trying to give me my grandchildren right after you get married, right? Kids these days don't like doing that. It's such a shame. They keep going on and on about how they don't want any children. How selfish. Being a double-income couple and only wanting to spend that money on themselves. Kids aren't being raised right these days. I don't know how parents had it in their minds to raise kids to be this way. Mom, why are you talking about this already? We haven't even started planning the wedding yet. You could at least wait until we're further along, couldn't you? Did I say anything wrong? I don't think I did. The both of you are getting married anyway, so I don't see what the issue is in talking about this. Obviously, I should be able to talk about this with my daughter-in-law. It's not like the two of you are over here for your first date or anything. That's not the point. The point is that that's something you should only talk about after we've gotten married. Did you not tell her anything about how our family is?
Am I missing something? Is there something that I was supposed to know before coming over?
Huh? Do you really not know? Did Paul not tell you anything in the few years the two of you have been together? All of the daughters-in-law that marry into our family have to give birth to a son, or else it won't work.
I have to give birth to specifically a boy?
Well, of course! What kind of house do you think this is? Both of my kids don't have their father around anymore, so you probably couldn't tell right away when you came in. But our family holds on to this tradition very strongly.
Oh, I see.
Men drive the workforce and bring home the dough. With a man around, a family never has to worry. Thankfully, my son told me that he was planning on getting married. It really took a load off of my shoulders. I finally accomplished my duty as a parent. I was very fortunate to give birth to a son like him. All those years raising have finally paid off, and I don't have to worry anymore. So, going back to what we were talking about, when do you plan on quitting your job after the both of you get married? You know, to start getting ready for you to give birth.
No, I don't really have any plans on quitting my job. I like where I work and what I do.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're telling me that you still plan on working. Why?
This is the field that I really wanted to work in since I was little, and I still have career goals that I want to accomplish. So that's why I don't want to quit my job.
How do you plan on raising your child if you plan to keep working? There's no way you'll be able to raise a child well if both you and Paul are always at work.
Well, of course I plan to take care of it.
Mom, we'll take care of it ourselves. Most moms these days still work while raising their children. And companies these days are more lenient in giving parental leave to dads, too. You can't even raise a child in this economy without both parents continuing to work while raising the child. It's just impossible with how much prices for everything have soared. Well, I know that, but still. Don't the both of you still need to take time off of work right after the baby is born? What if your companies decide not to pay you during your parental leave? And there's just so much that you have to learn from, too. You won't have time to keep working. How do you plan on making time so that I can teach you everything that there is to child rearing?
Excuse me? What would I have to learn?
Well, if you're going to raise a child, then obviously you have to learn how to take care of the house, cook, do laundry, take care of the baby, and everything in between. Did you think that you just know how to do everything immediately? Did it never cross your mind that you need to learn?
Please hold on a moment. I never heard anything about having to do all of this.
Don't worry, honey. I think my mom just ate something weird today. Obviously, you're just joking and all of this is made up, right? Please stop making these kinds of jokes, Mom. Look at how confused she is. What's wrong with you? You need to tell her straight up what's expected of her before the two of you get married. Here, eat this. The ribs today are so good, Mom.
I stupidly let that day pass just like that without questioning what I had just heard. I felt dumbfounded. I truly didn't realize that things would end up exactly how Mrs. Rogers explained it to be. I just thought that it was all one huge prank. I thought she was just joking around as banter and that the things she found funny were different from me. I just kept my mouth shut about the topic while I was there. My husband quickly shut his mom up by feeding her food to keep her from talking about anything else. And so we moved on to another topic. Honestly, that was the moment that I should have broken off the engagement. It was only after we got married that I belatedly realized that she wasn't lying or joking around back then. They were a very traditional family where, when the children become adults, they were expected to always follow what their parents told them to do, without fail. So I was subject to the same treatment as soon as my husband and I moved into our new house. But even being there was so terrifying. Every day felt so long, and she kept calling me to ask me things. When are you going to quit your job and start trying for a child? There was even one time when she asked me if I visited my family, and I asked if it was a big deal. Oh boy, she was so furious. She said that my old family should be dead to me now that I've moved in with them. And then she started repeating this every time I spoke to her. I started having panic attacks whenever I saw that she was calling me or asking me to come talk to her. My husband claimed that he had completely no idea how bad his mom actually was about this. Whenever he was there when his mom was screaming at me, he would just watch and say, "Wow, my mom sure is scary." Although I spent every single day stressed out, by a miracle of some sort, we were blessed with our beautiful angel. Of course, my mother-in-law was extremely delighted to hear that I was finally pregnant. I figured that if I told her that I was having a son like she wanted, then she'd start treating me a little better. But that small little lie didn't even last half a year before it fell apart.
Ugh! I told you to have a son! And you said you were! But what did the doctor end up saying? That they had no idea why you were saying you were having a boy, and that you're having a girl. What a shame. Did you think you could pull one over my eyes by saying that? What were you planning on doing when you actually gave birth? Move your hands faster! You'll never finish beating the eggs at that pace. Ugh, you're so terrible at this. It's making me nauseous.
I apologize for my incompetence, Mrs. Rogers. Mom, I'm home!
Oh, my beautiful daughter. My princess is finally home.
Wow, it smells so good in here. It's like I walked into a restaurant. Mom, you make the best food. I can't wait to dig in.
Well, then you'd better eat a lot since you haven't been home in a while. Sarah, make sure that you spread it evenly, or else it'll cook unevenly, and it won't taste good when you bite into it. Also, if you don't spread it evenly, the seasoning will be uneven too. Do you think people want to be having unflavored bites?
Understood. Oh, you're here too, Sarah? Welcome home, Taylor.
If you have time to be saying hi, then hurry up and flip the omelet. Taylor is probably starving. It's a long drive from where she lives to here. Hurry up and finish cooking so that she can eat.
I will. Mom, why are you making a pregnant woman work so hard? I was talking to Paul about how Sarah was doing, and he said that she still has morning sickness.
And that's why I told her not to have a daughter. That's the price for having a daughter. You'll be sick to your stomach every day for the rest of your pregnancy.
Sarah, I heard that you're still going to work. Is that true? Wouldn't it be easier than going to work if you just stayed home doing chores? Chores are so much easier. And Mom is really good at cooking too. So you get to eat really good meals all the time. So you must have it pretty easy when it comes to chores, huh?
No, doing house chores isn't as easy as you think it is. It's still a lot of work. It's like working another full-time job. Shut up! Why do you talk so much? You let everything burn while you decided to run your mouth about this and that. We're going to have to throw this slop out. Do you think this is acceptable for people to be eating? Do you like wasting food and money?
You're so lucky, Sarah. My mom's cooking is so good. Honestly, I don't know why my mom never decided to open up her own restaurant. You're gonna be so good at cooking when you're done learning how to cook from her. If you really insist on continuing to work, maybe you could even open up your own restaurant. I'm so jealous. I wish that I could be good at cooking and open up my own restaurant too. Mom, can you teach me how to cook too?
Oh my, what is this? It's just cooking. It's nothing to get too excited over. You're giving me too much praise. I'd have to go to culinary school if I wanted to be a chef and have my own restaurant. You don't need to worry about picking up a single finger yet. You already do too much as is. You must already be so exhausted and stressed out from living on your own.
Exactly. Living on your own is just so much work. It's so tiring. I have to clean all the time. I didn't know how fast dust gets everywhere. On top of that, there's nothing around me, so I always have to order delivery. I always miss your food every time I hit the order button. They just don't make food like you do. If you had a restaurant, I could just order food from you whenever I want. And because I'm your daughter, I wouldn't have to pay for it either.
So then, why did you decide to move out? If you live at home, I'll do everything.
It's because our house is so far from my company. My boss always wants us to be there 5 minutes before work starts. He always says that if we're on time, then we're late. Well, it's not so bad since you always make me food to bring back every time I come over. So I get to eat your food for a little bit before I have to go back to ordering delivery.
My poor daughter. Sarah, hurry it up over there. My daughter needs to eat.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Sarah. If you're planning on going back to your parents' house later, can you drive me somewhere? My friends and I are meeting up at the mall. We're going shopping, and then we're gonna see the new movie that came out a while ago.
Why would she go back there? There's no reason for her to go back there. You should stay home, too. Stay home and spend time with me, okay? It's the holidays. Nothing else would make your poor sweet mother happier than being able to spend time with her precious daughter. Excuse me? Ma'am, I should go visit my parents. It's Christmas already. What kind of nonsense are you spewing now? Just where do you think a daughter-in-law belongs at a time like this? Most of the guests haven't even arrived yet, and we're still not done preparing food to get ready for all of the guests that will be coming in. You always tell me not to go and visit my parents. How are you going to still be like this on Christmas of all days? Am I just a house servant? You were also a daughter-in-law at one point in your life. I truly do not understand why you're treating me like this. What a good talker you are. Let me explain again, since apparently you still do not understand your place here. A daughter-in-law should only think of staying with her in-laws and treat them just as well as a servant. You're such an impudent brat for constantly thinking of going to visit your family. It's that kind of behavior that destroys family, I'll have you know. Why do you think divorce rates are so high these days? It's bad enough that birth rates have plummeted in recent years. You kids don't know the value of family. Back in the good old days, marrying your daughter off meant that you were selling her to another family. Marriage was a contract that held real meaning back then. How hard is it for you to understand that you used to be their daughter? You're not their daughter anymore. Your family sold you so that you can live here with us and be part of our family. So why on earth would you want to keep going to visit the very people that sold you? Surely your family thinks the same as we do. After all, we're from the same generation. Sold? Why do you keep talking about me as if I'm an object? I'm my own person who can make decisions for myself. All I did was marry Paul. I'm not an object to be sold, nor is my purpose in life to be your servant. I am the daughter of my mother and father, and nothing you say can change that fact. How hilarious. When you stepped foot into my house, under my roof, you're no longer their daughter. You are my daughter-in-law. Maybe things would have been different if you had just listened and gave me a grandson. Pregnancies with boys are always easier. You're probably only arguing like this because there's a girl inside of you right now feeding you these dirty, impure thoughts. That's why girls are always so emotional and argumentative. Like, what were you thinking of by coming into my house and giving birth to a girl? You must have been out of your mind. You should honestly just throw the whole kid away.
Mrs. Rogers, how could you say something so disgusting and vile like that?
Are you raising your voice against me? I wasn't a disobedient daughter-in-law whose firstborn was a girl. You think you have the right to yell at me? You can't even listen to my directions properly. And you're so bad at even simple household chores that you're turning my house into a pigsty.
Also, there's still a lot to do around the house, and a lot of people are going to be coming shortly. I think it'd be difficult if you made Mom do all of that work by herself. Don't you think so too, Sarah? You should stop arguing with her. I don't think you should leave and let my mom do everything. She's also in the middle of teaching you how to cook too. Don't you realize what a good opportunity this is? She's really doing you a favor by letting you help her with everything. She doesn't even let me or Paul do anything. Maybe you should just stay here with Mom instead of going back to visit your family. You'll probably have more fun here anyway. Now that I talk more and more about it, no matter how hard it is for you, it isn't right for a daughter-in-law to go back to visit her family. It's like betrayal to her new family.
What are you saying? How can you even say that? You're also a daughter that'll eventually get married too. You're in the same situation as me. You should be on my side. I don't understand how you can even say something like that. Shouldn't you be more understanding to me? Why are you being as harsh as your mother? I don't see anything wrong with what my daughter said. She's only speaking the truth. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish by saying all of this nonsense to Taylor. I can only imagine that your unborn daughter has poisoned you and is now trying to poison my daughter. You and Taylor are not the same. Taylor hasn't gotten married, nor has she moved in with her in-laws yet either. I don't see what your issue is with her saying all of this to you. So, you see why it's a problem for you to be saying that you're going back to your family. My daughter is only merely visiting us. There's no issue because she's not married. What kind of logic is that? The point is that she should be defending me because she's going to end up in this horrid situation too. Stop with this endless chatter. There's more than just the omelets that you need to be making. You'll never finish if you keep this up. Do you know what will happen if you don't finish cooking? I'll make it so that you can't go back to your family or ever come back to this house ever again.
Sarah, do you need me to help with cooking?
She can handle it herself, sweetie. You're probably really tired yourself anyways. You can just go up to your room and rest. Don't worry about what's going on down here.
Okay, if you say so, Mom. Oh, there's something I forgot to tell you, Sarah. I like my omelets really fluffy, so make sure you make them right. If you don't know how to do it, ask Mom. She knows how to make what I like.
That was the moment that I started hating Taylor so much more than my mother-in-law with how much of a bootlicker Taylor was being. Looking back on everything now, I truly cannot understand how I put up with everything and kept living with that type of treatment. If I even mentioned anything about going to visit my family's house, my mother-in-law would start foaming at the mouth, and Taylor would just take her mom's side and act like I was the crazy and vicious one. I felt like I couldn't breathe living under them. I was extremely frustrated with my husband, who always kept his mouth shut whenever it happened in front of him. Well, maybe you should stop doing things that make her upset. Wouldn't it be better if you stopped provoking her? I would start shaking every time he said that. Just hearing his voice would make my blood boil with rage. Of course, I already knew that if I tested his mom's bad temper,
things would get worse for me. From the phone calls my husband gives to his mom whenever I mention wanting to go home for the holidays to how she blows up at me for it, I live every day in stress. Everyone else gets to be taken care of by their parents right after they give birth. But me? I don't even get a whiff of a single dish my mom makes. Instead, I get berated for giving birth to a girl, and she decides that no one would be available to care for me post-birth. So she makes me spend my recovery in the hospital, racking up my hospital bills. While I was in the hospital, my mom came without my husband knowing to give me some porridge she made. All I could do was sit there and cry with tears rolling down my face. If I ever wanted to see my mom, I had to keep making up excuses. I would tell them that I was going to see a friend, or that I was going to work, and I would have to change up my excuses every time just so that they wouldn't find out what I was really doing. Just how did my life become so miserable? Every day I thought about divorcing him. I brought up divorce one time, and he got on his hands and knees begging me to stay. He kept saying that his mother would never allow that to happen while in tears. But even his begging didn't last a week before he stopped. He ended up saying that we should go see my parents because there wouldn't be a better time. Just like always, he was super scared of his mom finding out and getting angry at us. So he kept looking behind his back to make sure that she didn't know and wasn't following us. I think I was so stupid for thinking that I couldn't divorce him because of our child. And so, I stupidly let 10 idiotic years pass by living like that. Until one day, I had a chance at getting my revenge. Sweetie, who were you talking on the phone with just now? It sounded pretty lively.
Oh, it was my mom calling. She was telling me that Taylor is moving in with in-laws, so everyone's getting together. She wants to celebrate Taylor getting married, like how she had a huge feast for you and I ready.
Oh, I see. Taylor's finally getting married.
That's right. Finally, she's gone and found herself a husband. I think she's marrying someone super rich. She said something about finding a wealthy guy. She's super excited to be going from our mom's house to that super rich family.
Huh? But usually people would hate becoming part of that type of family, though. Rich people are known to be hard to deal with if you weren't already involved in their circles.
Oh, I think it'll be fine, though. The person is someone really well known. He's the founder of a really successful startup that basically transformed the industry that he works in. He's being hailed as a genius. He was even named on that 30 under 30 list. He must be pretty successful to get listed on there. I used to dream about being so successful that people knew about me.
Oh, wait. I think I know who you're talking about. One of my friends married into his family.
Oh, your friend? Was that the friend who always came by with presents for our daughter? She's super sweet and hardworking. We'll have to repay the favor and get her child a lot of presents too.
Yeah, that's her. She's my best friend. If it's that guy, I think that he's her husband's cousin.
Oh, then you already know what kind of people they are, right?
Yeah, more or less. She was telling me that they're a super strict family, though.
I wonder how bad it is for that to be the thing she decided to say about them to you. And she's really hardworking, too. I can't imagine what it's like for her to be saying that they're strict.
Me too. She never really told me any specific details or incidents, so I'm not sure either. The side of the family that she married into is a little bit better, though. She said they're not as strict. But she said that whenever everyone gathers for the holidays, everyone gets really tense. They have a lot of celebrations for holidays, anniversaries, and birthdays, too. Like, for your family, we're really only busy with birthdays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. But I heard they can have over 20 celebrations in 1 year.
They do all of those celebrations in 1 year? What kind of family can even get together 20 times in a year? What kinds of things are they doing to celebrate?
Well, you have to remember the level of rich that they are. They do everything to keep up their image in front of extended family. I heard that if you don't give birth to a boy, then they won't even acknowledge your presence. No one talks to you or even so much as looks at you. You basically don't exist to them until you give birth to a boy. They basically treat women as some sort of baby-making machine. And when you don't give them what they want, they get really angry. My friend's family was also the same way. She said that her parents also got treated badly for having a girl. It wasn't until her little brother was born that things started getting better for them. But for a while, they kept calling my friend a she-devil who was sent to block her parents from having a boy. And her dad got so tired of it all that he started screaming at all of them. After that, she and her brother have never seen their extended family since. They still get invited to family events as a courtesy, but the dad refuses to go back until they actually apologize to his family.
Wow, that's rough. It must have been so hard for them.
I know, right? I can't even imagine any of that happening. But anyways, this isn't about my friend. This is about Taylor, since she's gonna marry into that type of family. With her personality, I honestly don't think she'll survive in that type of environment.
Well, she said that she really liked the guy, and my mom isn't really doing anything to stop the marriage from happening. She's pretty confident in herself. She kept saying that the family will love her and that she's the perfect daughter-in-law.
Looks like she's not comparing herself to anyone.
She said that the family isn't like most other rich people either. She said that they're letting her take care of the assets instead of their son. She kept saying it was the perfect match for her, so I didn't really pay too much attention to it.
Yeah, sounds about right. She's the type to not really think about much outside of those kinds of things.
Yeah, that's what I think too. If the family really is as bad as you say they are, shouldn't we do something to stop it?
What can you even do? You want to stop the marriage? I think we should just let it go. They'll realize eventually. You know that both your sister and your mom won't listen to a single word we say if we try to warn them about how the family is. They'll just say that we're trying to stop her from marrying into a nice and rich family. They'll probably be thinking that we're jealous that Taylor is marrying into such a rich family.
Aren't you being too critical of them right now? I don't think they'll say any of that.
Did I say anything wrong? No. You know what? You can try to stop the marriage if you want. If you want to tell them about how the family really is, I won't do anything to stop you. It's all up to you on what you want to do.
I see.
When I found out that the immature Taylor was going to marry into the very family my best friend married into, I really wanted to start smiling and laughing, but I had to keep it to myself. After the two families met for the first time, my mother-in-law came back furious. Of course she would. She lived her entire motherhood thinking that she was the best in over-the-top celebrations. But now she's met a family that does way more than she does. She was complaining to me about how on top of the wedding, every major holiday needed to have all of the grandparents, great-grandparents, and everyone there. And every single family event had to be planned by the eldest daughter-in-law. She said that she felt so humiliated while listening to what they do. I was laughing so hard on the inside watching her lose it over what the other family does. She said that she was pretty sure the other family didn't like her after she said that Taylor was a princess and deserved to be treated well. But there was nothing she could do about it. She said that it was too late because Taylor was already so blinded by love. But she was fine with it since the family had so much money, so it would be a profit for them as well. She went parading around to her friends, telling everyone about what a catch her daughter caught. She told them all about how much the wedding would be and all of the wedding presents they've received leading up to the wedding. My husband ended up not being able to say anything to them. All he could do was watch them. He kept saying how he needed to stop the marriage, but seeing how happy his mom and sister were stopped him from stopping them. Oh, the irony in this family. I, of course, didn't say a word to them about what I knew about the other family. I was just planning on sitting back and enjoying the show. Finally, I realized that my time to get revenge on them had finally come. Just as I thought. Taylor didn't get along with her in-laws and had a lot of problems. They were even stricter about her not coming home to see her mom or calling home than Mrs. Rogers is with me. I wonder where all that confidence that they would love her went. There was never any chance that someone who grew up as spoiled and immature as her would ever be loved by that family. She's never even cooked before. I heard that her mother-in-law yelled at her every single day because of it. You're supposed to get better when you get yelled at. But she must have been an idiot because she apparently did not get any better. She brought all of this on herself. Mom! Mom, I'm home.
Oh my goodness! What happened to you? Why did you come home without calling me first?
What's wrong?
You look terrible right now.
Mom, I can't do this anymore. I really can't take anymore. I feel like I can't breathe. I feel so trapped over there. I don't want to die. I ran away from them so that I could live.
What are you talking about? What do you mean that you ran away so that you could live? You don't even call home. Are they treating you really badly? Oh, sweetie, calm down a little and tell me.
I'm just so upset. I don't even think that I did anything that bad to be treated this way. But they just keep screaming at me over and over again.
What? They're screaming at you? Why are they being like that to you?
I just thought that it was nice that they let me live with them in such a huge house. I loved how big the house was. It was so clean and beautiful. But I didn't know that they would make me scrub the entire house.
What? That house is humongous, though. Why don't they just hire a cleaning maid or something? They live in a mansion. There's like 100 rooms or something.
They make me scrub the floor on my knees. It hurts so much. My knees have bruises all over them. They even criticize me whenever they see my knees. They don't let me use any cleaning tools like a broom or a mop. They make me wipe everything down with a cleaning rag. They keep saying that using a mop is like cheating. They told me to not even leave a drop of water on the floor as I'm cleaning. They said that mold would grow if you leave the floor wet because it's wood. And if the wood gets moldy, then it'll get weaker. They got really mad at me because I accidentally didn't completely dry a small spot. They screamed at me that they have to completely replace everything because of that. It was just a small drop of water that would dry by itself. I didn't know that they would be so thorough with checking if I really dried every spot of the floor.
Why are they making you do something like that? I just don't understand why they're so strict and hard on you over a small drop of water.
That's not even all of it. They make me cook every day. I have to cook breakfast for everyone before my husband and his dad go off to work. Then I have to make lunch for his mom since she stays home. Then I have to have dinner ready before my husband and his dad get home from work. And they're rich, you know, so they don't let me just make easy or simple dishes. When my husband gets home from work, I have to get the bath ready for him because they said he's really tired, so he needs a bath to relax his muscles. It's so unfair. I'm the one with the sore muscles from cleaning and doing household work all day. My day starts earlier than his, and it doesn't even end when his does. I have to do every single household chore by myself. One time they didn't even let me use the stove to cook a stew. They made me go out back and start a fire with logs to cook over because it will teach me the fundamentals of cooking. I had no idea what I was doing, and I couldn't control the strength of the fire and ended up almost burning the whole thing. They started accusing me of trying to give everyone high blood pressure so that I could get the inheritance for myself. I wasn't trying to kill anyone. I just accidentally let it cook a little too long. They kept lecturing me on the negative impacts that eating burned food has on the body. It wasn't even burned. It was just a little bit overcooked. It's so hard living there. And they keep asking me when I'm going to get pregnant. They kept asking me if something was wrong with my body because I haven't gotten pregnant yet. Mom, I really feel like I'm dying. I truly can't keep living with this.
Well, what is your husband doing about any of this? He needs to tell his parents to back off. He's their son. They'll probably listen to him if he asks.
Mom, that's the worst part of all of this. He's not any different from them. They raised him to think the exact same way as they do. And he's not the one suffering, so he doesn't understand what I'm being put through. He wasn't exactly the warmest guy when we were dating either, but I thought he was just being a guy. A lot of guys are a bit more cold and aloof. He said that it should be a given that the daughter-in-law should take care of household chores and take care of the husband's parents too. And he told me that one day, they're going to make me take care of their property assets. So he told me that I need to learn everything and get everything right before they make me do it, or else I'll get yelled at again. He told me that if I can't even get household chores right, how am I supposed to be able to handle helping with his family's finances? That's crazy! I was working at a bank for crying out loud. I could do that in my sleep if I wanted to. There's nobody on my side in that house. Everyone's against me. If I'm not getting yelled at by the mom, then I'm getting yelled at by the dad. If not the dad, then my husband is the one yelling at me. I'm trapped in that house.
How awful! Why are they so different from when we first met them?
They were telling me that all of their extended family and friends were coming because it was the holidays. I have to make enough food for over 50 people. That's so many people! And it's not just the women who have to help with making the food. The men have to help too. My hands are all cut up because I've been so busy with making food to prepare for how many people will be there. My back and legs hurt so much from standing in the kitchen all day too. My mother-in-law is extremely busy too. She has to greet everyone outside before they come into the house. I was dying from just being in the kitchen all day, so I ran away. I couldn't stand being in there anymore. I told them that I was going to take out the trash. Well, as soon as I put the trash bag in the dumpster, I ran. I ran as far as I could before calling a taxi to take me home. My clothes are all dirty too. Everything's just so hard.
Well, it's a good thing that you got away from all of that. I can't believe that they're making my precious daughter do all of that work. People these days.
Oh,
Taylor, what a surprise. What are you doing here?
Sarah! I'm so glad to see you.
I heard a lot of noise while I was cooking, so I came out to see what was going on. It's the holidays, so what are you doing here? What are you talking about? Can't you read the room? My daughter has already been through enough as is. Can't you tell? Just look at her. She's been suffering so much. Well, it doesn't matter if you were suffering or not. You've already married into the other family. How could you, as the daughter-in-law of another family, come back to your family?
Sarah, what are you talking about?
Even if things are so hard that you want to die, you should go back to your new family to die. Mrs. Rogers, were you not the one who said something like that to me? That was something you used to tell me every day. No, that's different. They're treating Taylor so badly, and she's having a rough time now. All I'm doing is letting Taylor know the things that you have taught me. Taylor, did you come back here without telling anyone? You're going to get in a lot of trouble when you go back. From the small end that I heard, it seems like your in-laws are super busy right now. You can't just run away like that.
Did you not hear a single thing that I said? I'd really die if I stay there any longer. It's too hard living there.
Like I said, even if you feel like dying, you should die over there. Also, I did hear what you said, and I don't think that they're forcing you to do anything unreasonable. You already admitted that you got yelled at because you weren't cleaning their wood floors properly. And you said that you weren't the only one working to prepare for the holidays either. You said that even the men had to cook too. Your mother-in-law is working hard out in the cold to greet the guests. This isn't something that you should be crying over and acting like you're the only one having a hard time. It's not something so terrible that you need to run away. You're not being treated like some worthless servant like how some other families might treat their daughters-in-law. Every family has things that they need to do. So, I think it's selfish of you to only think about yourself and run away from your work. Please hurry and go back.
Sarah, please save me. I know that I said some terrible things to you when you were having a rough time when you first got married. I didn't realize how bad you had it until they started treating me the same way. I'm really sorry. I apologize for everything that I said back then. You're best friends with a girl who's another daughter-in-law there, right? Can't you ask her to cover for me or something? Or get her husband to talk to my husband's parents? I feel like I'm going crazy from being there. Please save me. Don't make me go back.
Oh, that simply won't do. How am I supposed to save another family's daughter-in-law? It's not my place. You shouldn't be knocking on the door of your original family for help.
Sarah, please don't say that. I'm begging you. I'm going to die if I have to go back to that house.
Taylor, if you're going to die, then please die where you belong. You do not belong here anymore. Don't come back here again. Mrs. Rogers was furious with me for chasing Taylor away like it was nothing. But I paid no attention to it because I was already busy myself with preparing for the holidays.
Anyhow, I called my friend after I saw that Taylor ran away back to her family's house instead of helping everyone with serving the guests. I told her that a daughter-in-law from her family was at my mother-in-law's house, and she immediately called her in-laws to inform them. Afterwards, Taylor's mother-in-law called her, enraged at her behavior. "Who gave you permission to go back to your family?" She was so furious that everybody in the house felt the house rumble at how loud she screamed at her. Taylor couldn't say anything and just cried on the phone as her mother-in-law screamed at her. Her husband had to go and find her to bring her back home. When I saw Taylor, she looked like she was dragged to the underworld from the mother-in-law's teachings. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law was just angrily stomping her feet everywhere she went while my husband just stupidly watched everything unfold. I kept doing what I needed to be doing because I hated looking at my mother-in-law and my idiotic husband's faces.
How dare you treat my daughter like that? She came to us for help and support, and you just pushed her away in her greatest time of need. You were so rude when you let yourself butt in with Taylor's problems.
Honey, you were really harsh to Taylor this time. I'm very disappointed in you. No matter how much you thought that way, you shouldn't be that way to someone who was so desperate that she ran away.
Yeah, but don't you remember why she ran away? It wasn't actually because they were being terrible to her or anything. It was because she couldn't do anything properly, so they yelled at her. If she had learned everything from her mother properly, things would have been different. None of this would have happened if you taught her how to do anything.
How dare you speak to me like that?
You were the one who said that when you marry into another family, you need to think of yourself as their property. It was none other than you who said that very thing to both me and my daughter. So you can't get angry with me. I was only following your teachings. I haven't seen my own mother's face in the past 10 years. I haven't met with her or called her.
Can you not even empathize with her? You also went through everything she's going through right now. How could you be so cold to her?
Empathize? Don't make me laugh. I'm surprised that you're asking me to do that. You realize that you have never once empathized with my situation in the past 10 years. You're a mother who both had a daughter and haven't eaten your own mother's cooking since you got married. Have you never thought about me and everything I was going through? Yet you're out here talking about how awful it is for your own daughter to be going through this. You even told me that this was normal and nothing to be making a fuss over.
Honey.
You shut your trap! You're not even gonna say anything to add to the conversation like you always do. So I suggest that you keep your mouth shut right now and not to test me. You've lived your whole life in fear of your mother. I've never once heard you tell your own daughter that we should hurry and go back home. Not even when she said that Grandma, your mother, hated her. All you did was tell her to stop whining. That was the only thing that ever came out of your mouth.
Well, but we're talking about Taylor. She's having a rough time, and I don't think that sending her back like that was good.
Oh, so you can feel bad for your little sister, but you don't feel bad for your own wife or daughter. That's what I've seen from this discussion. And this whole time that the two of you have been fretting over her, I was the one who still had to prepare the food. I was the one who had to greet and serve all of the guests that the two of you invited. What did the two of you even do this entire time? I'll tell you what you did. All you did was go on and on about how you feel bad for Taylor. You go on and on about how rough it must have been for her when she wasn't the only one working. The entire immediate family was working together. Yet the two of you made me do everything by myself instead of splitting the work among the three of us. And the two of you keep singing every day about how good our house is when the two of you don't do anything. How is her situation any different from mine?
Sarah, just who do you think you're pointing fingers at? Who do you think you're talking to? How rude!
You still have words to say, I guess. I guess I know where Paul got his rude behavior from. I'm not scared of you anymore. Whatever. I'm not serving the guests anymore. I already finished making the food, so I'm taking my daughter and going home. Oh, but please don't worry. Since I'm part of your family now, I won't run away back to my family's house like Taylor did. Since you said it's not becoming for a daughter-in-law to run away to your family's house without permission. I'm different from a certain other daughter-in-law. And so, my time living under that tiresome man's traditional household has come to an end. As soon as I got home, I texted Paul that I've already filled out and signed the divorce papers, and so all he needed to do was sign them. If I wasn't financially stable, it would have been difficult for me to live on my own and still raise my daughter as a single mother. But thankfully, because I chose to continue my career instead of quitting, I was still in a good position to win custody when we divorced. I'm just really lucky that I didn't give in to Mrs. Rogers when she would make my life difficult and quit my job. After my husband reflected on everything that happened for the past 10 years, he came back to me begging to get back together. He probably realized that I was serious this time and that he was in danger of becoming a single man again. But I had no intention of forgiving him for everything that he put me through. I told him to hurry up and sign the papers. And if he wasn't going to sign them, I threatened him. I told him that, if he didn't, I was going to sue him. And I was going to win because I kept evidence of everything that they did to me for the past 10 years. He backed down in tears and signed the papers after that. I haven't filed the papers yet, though. Our daughter is still really young after all. I gave him a couple of options. I told him to not even think about bringing me back there and that he needed to go alone if he ever wanted to visit his mom. I made him sign a contract that he won't ever try to forbid me from visiting my mom, and if he broke any of the clauses, I would immediately submit everything and file for divorce. I even had the contract signed in front of a lawyer so that he wouldn't think that I was bluffing and try to go back to how he was. Also, I blocked his mom and Taylor everywhere. Their numbers, their social media accounts, their everything. I made him deal with what his side of the family said. He tried to slip in talks about his family, but I kept ignoring him, so he quickly gave up talking about them. These days, I visit my parents often. I take my daughter over there every weekend and sleep over. My parents love her because she's so sweet and adorable. My daughter quickly got used to my parents since they keep complimenting her for every little thing that she says, unlike my mother-in-law. And we spend every holiday together by ordering takeout. Oh, I also heard that Taylor ended up getting divorced a year later. They kept telling her to have a son too, and they eventually made her go to the hospital to get tested because she still wasn't getting pregnant. The doctor told her that she was infertile. It was chaos when they found out she couldn't get pregnant, so they made them get divorced. They were screaming at her and insulting her mom, and she couldn't take the insults anymore. She lost it and destroyed a lot of things in her rage. Her husband, well, her ex-husband now, ended up hitting her, so they came to an agreement. The amount they were willing to pay to her couldn't cover the amount of property damage that she caused, so she had to go through so many documents to resolve the issue. She moved back in with her mom and never leaves the house. She's a complete shut-in now. The people who live near them said that they always hear her screaming and breaking things night and day. Well, that's not any of my business anymore. She had the gall to tell me that there was something wrong with my body for having a daughter and not a son.
Mom, I'm home.
What? Did you come alone again? I told you to bring your wife and daughter this time.
Mom, did you forget already? We had a fight and she threatened to divorce me. I stopped her from divorcing me by agreeing to never bring her back here ever again.
Well, that doesn't matter. What kind of daughter-in-law doesn't spend the holidays with her in-laws? Now go and bring her over here. You call yourself a man when you can't even get your wife to do things for you. Don't you feel bad for me? I have to do all of the cooking and talking to the guests all by myself.
Mom, just stop it. You can't even try these things with me. They don't work anymore and you know that. Every time I try to talk about you or Taylor, Sarah completely ignores me. She treated me like I was invisible all day for an entire month the last time I tried. What am I even supposed to say when she does something like that?
Oh my goodness. How frustrating it must be for you to be led around by your wife when you're a man. You need to find a way to remove that type of thought and behavior from her and bring her over here. It's all because of you that I haven't been able to see my granddaughter in years. My hands have blisters all over them because I've had to do everything by myself. Now our relatives won't even talk to me anymore because they think I'm so miserable. They think that I'm on the brink of losing my temper or something. They need to treat me like the good mother-in-law I am. And I got thrown away by my daughter-in-law.
Wow, you're so full of it. You treated Sarah like trash, and now you're only getting what you deserved. You need to take responsibility, Mom. How is you not being able to see your granddaughter supposed to be my fault? I was fine with my wife taking our daughter to go see her side of the family, but I still asked her what she wanted to do. And my little princess said that you were scary and hated her. She said that you kept calling her names and being mean to her every time she came over. She hates when I call you Grandma. She keeps telling me that you're not her grandma every time I talk to her about you. Do you know how heartbreaking it was for me to hear something like that come out of my own child's mouth? She loves going over to see Sarah's parents. You reap what you sow, Mom. These are the consequences of your actions.
How funny. I wasn't calling her names to be mean or anything. I was just trying to be friendly in my own way because she's my first grandchild. This is why there's no use in having daughters. This is what happens when you give birth to a girl.
Are you saying that to make sure that I hear?
Oh my. Were you awake?
How am I supposed to sleep when you're being so loud?
It's the holidays, Taylor. You should have already been awake and helping Mom with making the food. I get that you're divorced and upset that you're living at home again, but it's way past noon. The sun has been up for hours.
What's with you? You're trying to talk like that to me? Look at what Mom just said. Well, I guess you don't care since all daughters are useless.
No, Taylor, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean any of that about you. You're my little princess.
Shut up. Of course you meant it that way. If you didn't mean it that way, then what did you mean? Why did you say any of that? You literally just said that daughters are useless.
Sweetie.
Now that I think about it, you also said something else, didn't you? That a girl who gives birth to another girl is defective. If that's what you think is defective, then what does that make me? I can't even have children. Tell me what I am. Why did you give birth to me like this? Why? Why?
Oh, she's starting it again. People are coming over now, so you need to stop. She's just so unsophisticated. Why is she acting so crazy to me?
This is all your fault, Mom. It's your fault.
Sure, fine, it is. I don't care anymore. We can go break stuff together if you want.
Oh my goodness. I can't be here anymore. I'm leaving. Have a happy new year. Or don't. I don't really care anymore.
We hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and subscribe to us.